Hey there, welcome to the Pip Pin podcast. I'm Megan Nodecker. I'm a knitwear designer from in and around Vancouver, BC. You can find me on Instagram as Pip Pin, on Ravelry as Knit Pip Pin, and there's also a group in Ravelry called Pip Pin. It is November 8th, and this is the 8th episode, so we're getting up there. It's pretty cool. First thing I want to say is thank you for everyone who's coming back, everyone who's subscribing and following me on Instagram. It's kind of crazy. I realized the other day that I have almost 500 subscribers on YouTube and almost 2,000 followers on Instagram. That's ridiculous. So very first thing that I want to do is I want to have a giveaway. I know a little while ago I had a giveaway on Instagram, and so this time I want to do one on the Ravelry page. So if you go to the Pip Pin Ravelry page, you'll be able to find out how to enter there. And what am I going to give away is the question. Well, I was kind of thinking about this the other day, and what I want to do is it's starting to get fall here now. All of a sudden, it was 20 degrees 2 weeks ago, and then all of a sudden it's winter. We had some crazy storms, and it got really cold, and it snowed, which was weird. Really, really weird. So I've been, digging out all of my winter accessories, and I'm kind of trying to grow my hair a little bit. I don't know. It just does, if I don't do it, it just does really weird things. So I've been gravitating a lot towards hats. And so I wanted to base this giveaway on a hat. And the favorite one that I have of ours is the rhomboid hat. So the winner of the giveaway is going to get a copy of this hat. And it's just a little slouchy. It's, worked in the round from the brim to the crown. And probably one of my older patterns, but we recently redid it about a month or two ago, and I reknit the sample in Malabrigo Rios. And I'm going to have to make a new sample because I've been wearing it so much already this winter. So I'm going to give away that pattern. And then I also have, these two skeins of Malabrigo, and I couldn't decide which one I wanted to give with it. So you get to choose. The winner will choose. So I have either this one here, which is a Nibla. It's kind of this gray, purple. It's turned out pretty well in there. Gray, light purple. There's a little bit of olive or yellow or something in there. Colors that just don't seem like they should go together. But really, really beautiful. So there's that one that you can choose from. Or this one I thought was very festive. Oh, there's some fluff. Really fluff on everything. And this is Cereza, and just a nice, rich red. And I realized that, I was going to go with this one, but I realized that red is not everyone's favorite color. As you can see behind me, I decided red was my theme today. So the winner will get to choose which of those two they want, and then they'll get a copy of the rhomboid pattern. If you already have the pattern and you happen to win, I'll send you something else. Just let me know. How to enter? Like I said, I'm going to do this on the Ravelry group. So just look up Pip Pin in the groups tab, and you'll find us there. There'll be a thread. It's not there yet, but it will be by the time this is posted. So there'll be a giveaway thread, and you do have to be a member of the group to win. And then just, comment in the thread, what is your favorite winter accessory? What's the one that you go to? For me right now, it's been this hat, and I have this, I have two woven scarves, and one's like really, really soft and loose, and it's black and white, and I've been, grabbing that. And then I have another one that's kind of black and white and yellow, which are interchangeable with pretty much everything I own. So yeah, just let me know what your go-to winter accessory is on the Ravelry page. I think that's it. Yeah. Also, there's going to be kind of a lot of, I don't know, talking. I don't have a ton of stuff to show today, but there are lots of things that I want to talk about. So bear with me. If you want to skip ahead to the knitting, go for it. But you might want to stick around for this next part, as I did release a new pattern, kind of. Not really a pattern. I made a tutorial, finally, for my Afterthought Everything. And that is a sock recipe for how I do my socks. And if you've watched the podcast before, I kind of talk about these pretty much every time because I'm always working on some. But it's just the way that I do socks. And I've gotten comments from quite a few people who want to know how to do it, or wanted to know how I do it. So I figured, why not make a video? So that is up on the YouTube channel right now. Basically what they are is a sock recipe, and you knit a big tube, and then you cut them in half and do Afterthought toes and heels and cuffs, Afterthought everything. Yeah, so that is there, and I hope you enjoy it. It's a little bit long-winded, and I didn't really mean to do that, but I wanted it to be, simple, kind of basic. But then I realized it's not really simple. It was hard to decide what to put in and what to not. So there's a lot of information regarding how to cut your knitting, where and how, exactly how to cut it in half and how to cut in for the heels. But I don't give any directions for what heels to use or what cuffs to use or anything like that. There's no stitch counts, there's no nothing. So you can do this with any gauge, any size yarn, any size needles. You can do them for kids and babies and, big giant man socks, whatever. And that's the whole reason why I make these socks, is because I wanted something that can go through everything. What else do I have to say about these? Oh yeah, the thing that I really like about making these socks is I take knitting with me pretty much everywhere I go, and socks are so easy to, they're just very portable. And one thing that I found that I didn't really like was having to stop and either measure or stop because I didn't know how to do a heel, or stop for certain things. I didn't like that. I don't want to be in the middle of a walk or away somewhere and not know what I'm supposed to be doing next. And that's probably why I stopped knitting socks. But this way, you literally just knit a tube, and you can do it. I've done 4 pairs of plain stockinette, and then I did 1 pair of ribbing, just in I think it was 3x1 ribbing, which worked really well. I haven't really tried it yet, but I am assuming you can do pretty much any pattern on there, as long as it's not super complicated, because since it's just a tube, you're gonna be stepping on it too. So, or you could do pattern on half, and however, I don't know, you can do whatever you want. And that's why I wanted to make these, because I don't want to be sitting in a movie theater and having to stop knitting because I have to stop to do something. I also had like a ball of really beautiful sock yarn that I used some of it for something else, and then I didn't really know how much I had left, and I don't know, didn't even think to like weigh it and split the skein, but that's actually what sparked it. Is I had a half or 3/4 or something, and I wanted to use all of it. It was a beautiful lichen and lace sock yarn, and I wanted to make sure that every single bit of yarn got into that sock, and this is how you do it. Anyways, yeah, so if you go to the YouTube channel, it's up there right now. There's a pattern page on Ravelry if you do projects, you can link up. And then if you want to share your projects on Instagram, you can just do the hashtag afterthought everythings, and that's everythings with an S. And this last night when I was thinking of, collecting everything, because I had a feeling that I would have time to podcast today. So while I was getting everything ready, I had an idea to do a knit along. I figured it's a free pattern. Everyone can kind of do it, and it's very all inclusive. So yeah, I'm gonna be hosting my very first knit along as well, and that'll be in the Pip Pin Ravelry Group, and it's gonna start right now, and it's gonna end on January 15th of 2018. So I think it's a little over 2 months, which I think is a good amount of time. I wanted it to be after Christmas for sure, because these are the perfect thing to be knitting while visiting with family, because you're just doing whatever you're doing. You don't have to think about it, so you can sit and chat and knit. And yeah, so that's going to run till the 15th of January. Very easygoing. I don't want this to be a big rule thing, but there are a couple of rules. You do have to follow the tutorial, however loosely. It's pretty like choose your own adventure. So honestly, I'm not going to be able to tell, but I am going to trust that you at least skimmed through the tutorial and got some good tips, or whatever. It's kind of 40 minutes long, so if you jump around a bit, just look at it, and then you can enter your socks at in the knit along. They have to be adult socks. Shorties are okay. It doesn't matter how long you make the legs, because sometimes you don't know how much leg you're going to have with these ones. Just no kids or babies, just to make it a little bit fair. And you can enter once per pair of socks, but you can, like, if you knit 4 pairs of socks between now and the middle of January, enter all 4 of them. That's great. And I'm super proud of you if you can do that. Double dipping in other knit alongs, absolutely. Enter away. I know the pair that I'm working on right now, I'm going to try to get into the Grocery Girls November sock bash. So absolutely double dip. And the only other thing is you have to be a member of the Pip Pin Ravelry Group, which I think is pretty standard. There's going to be some prizes. I don't know exactly how many, or I have 2 threads open on Ravelry right now. I have the chat thread, which is open, so you can share your yarns or ideas or whatever. If you have questions, I'm going to be in and out of there for sure. So there's a chatter thread, and then there is a finished objects thread already, but it's locked right now because nobody's going to be done. So I'll open that up in the next maybe 2 weeks or something. I'll open that one up. And no chatter in that one, because I think that I will for sure draw 1 prize from the finished objects thread. So no chatter in that one. Keep that to the other one, please. And for prizes, I have some Pip and Pin patterns, of course. We'll probably do some printed ones because they're lovely and I really like them, and I like having printed patterns, so we'll have printed patterns probably and some digital ones as well. I'm going to try and find some other fun goodies. I literally just thought of this yesterday, so there's not really any set prizes, but I'll let you know as I get them in what those are going to be. And if any of you lovely people would like to donate a prize to the Knit-along, it would be really, really appreciated, and you would just be an amazing person. And just give me a shout somewhere, and we'll arrange that somehow. Oh yeah. And then last kind of not non-knitting, but knitting admin thing that I wanted to talk about was the trunk show that I had. And it was my very first trunk show. It was not last weekend. No, it was last weekend. It was last weekend on the 4th at 88 Stitches in Langley, BC. And it was my first one. And it was amazing. I really want to say a big heartfelt thank you to Sue and Megan and Marilyn and everyone who was working, and Carly and everyone who came to visit and say hi and try on my stuff. And I signed my first pattern. That was really cool. And just like, it was snowing. Like it was really cool. I don't know. I had so much fun. I would 100% do it again. And I don't really, the words, right? Well, I just remember when I was kind of wandering, I was knitting and chatting and whatever, and I was wandering around the store, and I saw this new bag that they got in, and it was a Fringe Supply tote bag, and it has little illustrations of notions and things, and two of the ones, and it was like had a pair of scissors, fancy scissors, and then the other one said other pair of fancy scissors. And I don't know, I just thought it was really cute, so I was chatting to Sue about it. She's the owner of 88 Stitches, and chatting to her a little bit about it, and she's like, well, I'm really glad that you like that, because I have one in the back for you. I was going to give it to you at the end as a thank you. And I was like, well, I was going to buy it. But so she ended up giving me this lovely bag, and I started using it right away. Can you see? Okay. There's the other fancy scissors and the gauge swatch that nobody does. So thanks again for that, and just another big, I don't know how many times can you say thank you in 2 minutes, but and Melissa, she came by with her husband for a while, and it was just great. Oh, and you can also you can now purchase Pip and Pin patterns at 88 Stitches, so that's pretty cool. And they also have a Ravelry download code on them as well. So I guess I should talk about some knitting. I have a couple of finished things. The first one was kind of half finished last time I podcasted, and they are fully finished this time. They've been worn quite a bit. They're a little fluffy, but these are my Joma yarn socks, and 10 points to whoever can guess what pattern I used. After everything. Yes, yes. Yeah, these are Joma Yarn Soccerino base in the Magnitude colorway. And the contrasting heel and toe is Midnight Cravings in Sidewalk. That was just a little mini ski pack that I got. These ones, I like them. They're really comfy, and they're really fun. They're my first, like, not my first pair, but right now they're my funnest pair of socks. So I really like wearing them. Um, but the fit is something that I think I'm just gonna be struggling with socks for a little while. That's okay. I don't particularly like solid, the solid toe. I do prefer having everything kind of contrasting. They're also a bit loose, um, which I would prefer to have looser over tighter because they used to be too tight, and those ones I just can't wear. These ones I can at least still wear. Like I have a pair of boots. I have two pairs of boots, and one is loose and one is tight. So I can wear the looser ones with the tight boots because they stay up. And actually, I'm messed up my ankle a bit, so I'm wearing a little brace on my ankle, and that can just go right over top of my socks to hold them up. The heel thing here, after I picked them up, I did 8 rows of stockinette, and that was now too much because before I wasn't doing any, and then I overcompensated somehow. Anyways, I still really like them. I'm gonna wear them all the time. They need to go in the washing machine. Yeah, I totally put my socks in the washing machine and the dryer. I'm not precious with my knitting at all. I know I spent hours, like, I don't know, with socks especially. First of all, I can't be bothered. I'm gonna just throw them in the washing machine because I'm not gonna hand wash them. But besides that, I really like it when things get worn out. Like I have a couple pairs that my mom knit for me like a couple years ago now, and they're starting to get holes in them, and some of them I patched with like visible patches, and I don't know, I like it. I think it's cool that things get loved and used so much that they start breaking and repairing. I don't know, it feels very I don't know. I don't know what the word is, but I like the feeling that it gives me when things get worn in and I get to repair them. Or mend them, I guess, it's not really a repair, it's a mend. The other finished thing that I have is brand new, nobody's seen, and it is a hat. And I talked about it a little bit last time because I bought the yarn for it at Abby Doll's trunk show that she had at 88 Stitches. And I ended up kind of doing a combination of two of her patterns because I bought her hat book and I did a combo. So I did a combination of the two birds and champagne and lace hat. And I'll kind of tell you what I got from each of them. So this is what it looks like. And one side is a bit longer than the other. Now that isn't technically supposed to be like that. Like two birds has a longer brim and then you kind of flip one side up and then it had the two colors. So that's what I took from here. I took the two colors from that one. And the champagne and lace had a bit of a smaller brim. And this, you use short rows to kind of make this piece longer. And that was kind of supposed to be on both sides so that it fit kind of over your ears a bit. But I only did it on the one side because I really liked the asymmetry of the two birds. So yeah, just a little combo of those two, which I really like. The only issue, oh, wow, I'll tell you right now, it's Malabrio Rios in the underneath here is Cereza, and then the main part is Cumbersita. The only issue that I'm having is these guys. They're huge. They're big, giant glasses. I don't think it would help if they were any smaller, but I feel like, I'll show you. I feel like I just can't really do it. It feels like too much when I'm wearing the glasses and the hat. And like, I'll take them off too. I can't see anything. Like, I like it better with them off, but I pretty much never wear contacts. So, I don't know. I think this will have to be a, I think this is just going to be a hat that I'm going to have to think about wearing. I really want it. I really like that because I'm growing my hair out, the back's kind of weird and it does these strange things. So I can curl 2 sections in the front, throw up the back, and wear the hat and not have to worry about too much. But I will have to like plan to wear my contacts. But other than that, like I really loved making it. The patterns were very well written. I particularly liked her short row instructions. She kind of does them shorthand, and I really like that because it doesn't make for long, drawn-out patterns. It just, okay, do this, and it was, yeah, just very quick and easy, and I liked it. So, yeah. I have one whip. Well, I have more, of course, but one that I've kind of been working on the most. I spent a lot of time finishing up the Afterthought Everything's pattern and getting those ready to go. So I've kind of only been working on a couple things, but I'm just going to show this one today. And it is, I finally was able to cast on my Gauge Dyeworks socks. So that is the beginning there. So bright and beautiful. And this yarn, if you don't know it, it is Gauge Dyeworks Merino Twist Fingering Classic Striping. Gauge Dyeworks Merino Twist Fingering Classic Striping in the colorway All Together Now. And I've got my little, that was from Flock, my little cat. These are going to be Afterthought Everythings, because that's all I'm going to do now. And just look how pretty this cake is. I just love it. I've cast on 64 stitches on 2.25 millimeter needles. So these are probably going to fit kind of like my Joma ones, which I'm okay with. Like I said, I'd rather have them be too loose, and I don't really want to start them over again. I think I'm too far in. And I like them. I don't know. I like them, so they're going to be nice and comfy, and I don't want to take all this out and then have them be too tight, because that happened to me a few times already. I would rather them be too loose. This is going to be my entry, even though I obviously can't win anything. But this is going to be my entry for the Afterthought Everything's knit along. And I'm also going to, I waited until November 1st to cast these on. Like, it was midnight on Halloween when I cast these on, because I really want to, I want to enter them also in the Grocery Girls November sock bash. I don't think I've ever made a sock pair of socks in a month. And so I wanted that to be my goal, to enter in. I know they do like a sock knit along, like a monthly sock knit along. So you have to start and finish one pair in 1 month. So I'm gonna go for that. See if I can get these done before the 30th, which I think I can do. It's already the 7th. Yeah. I have 3 more weeks. Yeah, I can do it. I believe in myself. That's it for whips right now. I do have another one that I've been working on, but it's a cardigan design that I'm working on for Knit Scene, but next winter. But I think I'm gonna hold off on that one for now. I feel like if I start talking about that one, this will just get too long. I'm sure I'll get tangenty when I start talking about that one. Not in a bad way. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. Just, sometimes when I talk about designing stuff, other things happen. I do have a little bit of stash. I went to a knit night and I made the mistake of sitting at the side of the table so that you're staring at the wall of hand-dyed yarn for sale. So I was sitting there for 2 hours and came home with some stuff. Only a few things. And it has a purpose. So what I caught my eye and what I came home with from 88 Stitches is this skein of lichen and lace. And it is their 4-ply superwash merino worsted. And that's 100% superwash merino in the colorway I See Seashells. And it's just this lovely, I'm going to open it up because that's what I like, even though I can't ever get them back as nice as they were. But this is colors. And so it's nice, beautiful cream and like peaches and pinks and this cool blue. And for some reason, it just made me think of Georgia. And I realized that she's 3.5 right now. I have a very small window to dress her. And I cannot, it'll be closed. Sorry, look at that. I was talking, but still ridiculous. Anyways, I have a super, super small window, and it is getting smaller every day to dress her in whatever I want to put her in. So I'm going to make her a little sweater. And what I'm going to do is the Strange Brew. That's the new pattern from Tin Can Knits. And it's a bottom-up Fair Isle yoked sweater, except you make your own Fair Isle pattern, which is super cool. I signed up for Knit Stars, and I haven't watched their episode yet, but apparently they talk about this sweater, and I got the pattern with that course, and so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a little Fair Isle sweater for Georgia, and the main body is gonna be because I'm not making her an entire merino hand-dyed sweater because she's 3. And that's just, I don't even have one of those, so not yet anyways. So this is going to be the main body. This is just Cascade 220 in Gray Heather. And then I think, okay, hang on a sec, let me try to make this look pretty again. I know that they're totally different types of yarn, but I think that will be okay. And I think it'll just be I don't know. I really like Farrow with variegated yarns. I think it's interesting and a little bit unexpected, and I'm really excited to just try this out. If it doesn't work, I mean, I'm not sad about buying this at all. So it'll just be a hat or something for me. But yeah, so I have I had one of these skeins already, so 2 skeins of that, one of that for the color work, and I think that's gonna be super cute because she needs more sweaters. I feel like I'm not doing my duty, my motherly duty, to knit kid sweaters. And that's it. That's it for knitting stuff. There's one. Yeah, I'll show this too. Last weekend, after the trunk show, I had a wedding to go to right after, and it was the first time that I was ever wearing a outfit that I completely made. I mean, aside from the shoes and underwear and stuff, but I wore the Main Street, the sample of Main Street, the gray long shirt, and it's Katie's modeling it, so it's kind of loose on her, but on me it was quite form-fitting. And then I made a skirt, and so I tucked it into this skirt, and it's just it's probably a little hard to see because it's like black and flowers, but it is just a gathered skirt, and I looked at a few tutorials on YouTube and just kind of went with it. I think there is a playlist on the channel somewhere with some of the ones that I watched. But yeah, it was the first thing that I've sewn for myself probably since I was in high school. I'm really happy with it. I was originally making it for Knit City, and then things happened and I didn't end up finishing it. I just had the hem to do, and these little put these little button guys on because I kind of messed up here and had to improvise a bit, but they worked and they look cute, I think. And I had to do the hem, which was really easy. I just lined it with broadcloth because this flower fabric is just a really light cotton, and I didn't want to have to wear a slip if I didn't want to. So I did line it, and then I also put where are they? Switch stuff. There is somewhere. Pockets. There are pockets on either side, because all skirts should have pockets. Everything should have pockets always. And they're a little bit small, but next time I do that. So that's one of my first sewing projects for me that I've done in years and years and years. It was really cool to wear that whole outfit out. And if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen a picture of my husband and I at the wedding. It was a really fun wedding. And I think that's it for today. So yeah, be sure to check out the Afterthought Everythings tutorial, and head on over to the Pip Pin group on Ravelry to enter the giveaway, and to chat about the knit along and whatever you want. So that show notes will be there as well. That's about it. Thanks for joining me. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.